Good morning, children. We have learned already about acute diseases and chronic diseases. Many of you have sent me homework also, and many of them have not yet started doing their work. Okay, so let's begin with our disease lesson. So, acute disease and chronic disease. Acute disease lasts for short period, and chronic disease for long period. Their causes, their effects, whether they remain long term or short term, either they take away our energy, our weight loss, all those things are known. Further, we will go to infectious through sputum. Some diseases are infected. Many of those diseases are responsible, or either they spread through sputum while sneezing, while coughing, while talking, or either while spitting. So the thing which comes out from our mouth, where microorganisms are mixed in that is called as sputum. Okay, so which is there in our throat, okay, which is slimy and having mucus in it. So when we sneeze or either cough, small droplets, they come out from our mouth, and in that droplets there are microorganisms. So microorganisms comes out of our body through these droplets. That means they are packed, enveloped in this droplet. This droplet, either if they are very tiny or minute, they will move away with the air far away. If they are heavy, they will fall down on the ground, as well as if they are very light, they will go into the air or mix into the air and remain there for longer time. That means if the healthy person inhales, these droplets which contains pathogens will enter that healthy person's body. It might enter through your mouth, might enter through your nose. So it will cause different diseases as per the target of the organ. So many of the microorganisms require specific organ, our body organ, to grow. Some microorganisms grow in our lungs and they damage the lungs, or either they harm. Some microorganisms move inside to our esophagus, to our throat, and they enter our intestine as well as in our stomach. Through stomach, some microorganisms can enter the blood also. Okay, so these droplets are very harmful. Nowadays we have seen the coronavirus also spreads through these type of droplets. They multiply in number in large quantity, and when they become mature, they are thrown out from the diseased person's body through this sputum. So many of the diseases are caused due to this sputum, okay, which is put outside the body of infected person. So the infected person requires to isolate himself or herself uh, away from the people. He or she has to isolate himself away from the people. So, or either if the person is suffering from typhoid, or either suffering from another type of TB, so his sputum requires to disinfect. Disinfect means you have to first only add a Dettol or Savlon or any of these germicide in the vessel where this person is going to spit. Okay, so it requires to get disinfect his room, that person's room, as well as wherever that person is spitting or sneezing. So we will learn some of the infectious diseases. We will learn some infectious diseases, in short their pathogens, the name of the microorganisms, we call them as pathogens, which harms our body. Okay, their mode of infection. what they infect or either how the pathogen spread from one person to another. Their symptoms, if these pathogens are they enter in our body, they cause some harm as well as they show some symptoms outside. And prevention, how to prevent and the treatment. Prevention is better method than cure. So infectious disease spread through contaminated air, water, food or vectors. These are called as infectious diseases. So diseases which spread through air, water, food or vector. Vector means some agent. It can be mosquito, it can be some flies or it can be other bacteria. So first disease what we are going to study here is tuberculosis. It is also called as TB. So here tuberculosis, its pathogen name, the name of the microorganism is called as Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So it is a bacteria naming Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Mode of infection, spitting by patient, spitting out, okay, through air, prolonged contact with and sharing of materials of the patient. So any person who is suffering from tuberculosis, that patient requires to be isolated. We are not supposed to share the things with that person, either the food serving plates and whatever is has to be kept separate. Symptoms, chronic cough, chronic means long term, okay, long term coughing, bloody spitting. In the spit there will be blood, spit you know which comes out from the mouth, okay. Emaciation, emaciation you can write down the meaning of emaciation, that is less amount of fat, low fat. Leanness, it is called as leanness, Leanness, okay. Difficult in breathing. So how to prevent this tuberculosis? We can take vaccine. That vaccine is called as BCG vaccine. This person have to be, the person who is suffering from tuberculosis have to be isolated, as well as there is a medical treatment, free treatment by the government. That treatment is called as DOTS, that is direct observation treatment. As soon as any of the tuberculosis patient is found, he or she is taken to the hospital for direct treatment without wasting any time. Next is the hepatitis, that is called as jaundice. Hepatitis virus are different types. Now you have seen coronavirus also different types or different strains are there. Same way jaundice virus also different types. These are A, B, C, D and E. How this spreads? It spreads through contaminated water. It can spread by sharing of needles. Needles means injections. Injection needles we have in this on the syringe. Okay, these needles have to be thrown out when it is once it is used. As well as it can spread through blood transfusion. What can be the symptoms? Anorexia, symptoms are anorexia. Anorexia means loss of appetite. Loss of appetite means you will not feel like to eat anything, no hunger condition. Yellow urine, urine will be yellow in color. General weakness, nausea, vomiting and gray stool. Gray stool means the color of your excreta, okay, that will be gray in color. Drinking boiled water, how to prevent this treatment? Drinking boiled water and proper cleaning of hands. Next is Dysentery means you feel like to go to toilet regularly. Toilet means the morning, whatever the excretion, for excretion. Dysentery caused because of bacteria, virus, Shigella, Bacilla, entomoeba, entamoeba histolytica. This is a one name, entamoeba histolytica. Mode of infection is contaminated food and water. Contaminated means dirty, which is polluted, which has large amount of microorganisms. Symptoms: watery stool, pains in stomach. Stool means not your stool on which you are sitting. Stool means the excretory, solid excretory waste which comes out from your body. Solid, okay, solid excretory waste which comes out. So, watery stool, pains in the abdomen. Drinking of boiled water, proper storage of food, as well as ORS consumption. ORS, oral rehydration solution. That means it has to be mixed with water. A packet has to be mixed with water. This packet contains good quantity of minerals. If ORS solution is not there, then we can use salt and sugar, okay, and mixed in 1 liter of water, and this is suggested to be taken after every 15 minutes, because here large quantity of water is lost from our body because of dehydration, because of dysentery. Next disease is cholera. It caused because of a bacteria named as Vibrio cholerae. It caused mode of infection, how it spreads. It spreads to contaminated food and water. Its symptoms are vomiting, severe diarrhea. Diarrhea means the same thing, watery stool, and cramps in the legs. Your muscles will get cramps. Okay, following hygienic practice, avoiding open place food, drinking boiled water, vaccination against cholera. This vaccination, when we take against cholera, it is not for lifetime. It can last only for 6 months. So whenever you are going for any of the pilgrimage, yatra or jatra, you have to take vaccination, so that different places we drink water, keep on drinking water. So it is better to take vaccination and go for yatras or for pilgrimage. Next is the typhoid. It caused because of a bacteria known as Salmonella typhi. It spreads. Mode of infection is contaminated food and water. Symptom is anorexia. Anorexia, as I have told you before, it is loss of appetite. That means don't feel like to eat anything. Headache, rash on abdomen. There will be rash on abdomen. Rash means red color patches. Dysentery, fever can reach up to 104 degree Fahrenheit. It can be prevented by drinking clean water, vaccination, proper disposal of sewage water. Your drainage water should be disposed properly, not close to your house. So all these things which are you have to study today. Draw this table, write down the pathogen's name, by heart the name, by heart all those preventive measures, as well as there will be a chart. There will be a chart of your childhood where your mother has noted down the vaccination, different types of vaccines what you have taken from your childhood. There will be a chart at what age which vaccine you have taken. So find out that chart. This chart will be there of government to you, or either any of the doctor, child specialist doctor, they provide the chart. Okay, this chart mentions at what age which vaccine you have taken. So refer that chart and write down the same. At age 0 age, 0 age means as soon as you are born, you have taken some vaccination. Okay, that name of that vaccine, it can be polio vaccine. Okay, so find out this. Take care, learn, study this table. This table is there in your textbook on page number 7.